check out our today's special. But this is the Crafter's Companion Gemini DieCutter Embosser. Did you hear that? No, you didn't hear it, because it's the quietest die cutting machine you will ever use. And one time through, and every single teeny tiny little piece is cut all the way. Look at every little detail on that, Sarah.
This is one of the most intricate dies we've ever produced as a company, and it literally cut through this like a hot knife through butter. You have got more pressure in this machine than any other machine has been able to achieve. We engineered it literally from the inside out to give you the most perfect results, no matter what level of intricate die. You just look at this and tell me, does your die cutting machine at home give you these sorts of results?
Oh my goodness.
And if it does, how many times have you had to run it through? How many times are you having to crank? This is the fully automated electronic machine. So literally, you make up your sandwich, offer it in the machine, and the machine does the rest of the work. More pressure in these rollers than ever before has been achieved in any machine. But not only are you getting the pressure to be able to cut really intricate dies, but you're going to be able to cut multiple surfaces. I'm going to cut for you with regular dies through fabric, through burlap. I'm going to cut through, what have I brought? I've got some felt, I've got some mirror card, some corkboard, some foam board. I'm going to show you all that as part of the presentation. But before we get started, I must show you the starter kit that is coming here. Look at these here. Look at all the different materials that you are cutting. Look at the different effects that you can get.
And all at once even.
So easy. Oh, yes.
Wow. Today it's only $39 if you've been thinking about getting a die cutter, or maybe you just hate yours so much that it's just too much work. This is a time to treat yourself, because you'll spend less time, you'll get more and more and more out of your die cutter and your embosser, because wait until you see what it does.
So what you get is you get the machine itself, and I must just add, this is the only place in North America that you can pick up this machine. So we launched this in America exclusively on HSN, and it has not been as yet released to retail. So if you want this, this is the only place you can get it. You get the machine, and then as part of your starter kit, you get 3 collections of dies. So can you see, when we say collections, we're talking good-sized dies here. So you're getting the nested squares, the tag, the border die that comes included, the little flowers that are included here. This is a mini edgeable die in here, the hearts, the butterflies. On top of that, you then get 3 embossing folders, so you get one of the long border ones, and you get 2 of the square ones, the 5x7 designs as well. But then the most important thing to understand is we've included all of the plates that you need. So you get your cutting plate. And it really frustrates me that people, you know, you buy a machine, and then if you want to be able to cut a thicker material, you need a different plate. You want to work this with someone else's dies, you need a different plate. We've included every single plate combination, not only for what will work now, but thinking future-proof. Where are we going to be able to take this? We've included all of the plates that you will ever need. Now, can I just show you? These are some of the different materials that you could cut. So these are just using the dies that come included in with your kit. Can you see I've cut here through corkboard, I've cut through balsa wood, I've actually cut through mount board in the background here, glitter cardstock, we've cut through layers of acetate, really detailed dies we've cut through mirror card. These are just the dies that are coming in the collection with you, okay? Then we can do things like with your tags, we can go onto mirror card, onto here I've cut through onto a faux leather effect design. Those flowers are absolutely gorgeous. You also get the edgeable design included in this one.
I love that.
And when it comes to embossing, these that you can, it's not just about embossing paper and cardstock. We've embossed things like acetate, vellum, all these different materials, and I'm going to show you it. Obviously, we're here to demonstrate live. I am here to show you it literally in the comfort of our studio, right? Now,
well, because it's so quiet too, you really can't, I mean, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it does all the work for you. No cranking.
Now, watch this. So, I said that we could cut through things like so I'm just going to take the dice. Now, to show you the platforms, basically you have the 2 outer cutting platforms. So these are your special materials that you cut into. Let's have a look. I'm going to cut into the base one. Now, this is your adapter plate to allow it to cut metal dies. This is your magnetic positioning plate, and I'm positioning here my metal die, and I'm going to cut cork. Self-adhesive cork it is as well. Then I've got one of the other dies, and I've got some fabric. Okay, so I've got some fabric back that I'm going to work with there. Then I'm going to cut through a glitter foam. We can cut through the glitter foam at the same time. I've got some cork material here, so I'm going to cut the cork material at the same time that we're cutting everything else.
And it's so big, you can do all of this at the same time.
All
That's unbelievable.
Then that glitter die, that die is going to work with some glitter card as well. We can put that on there. What else have I got in here? Some mirror card with the really, really detailed butterfly. So we've got the mirror card on there in one go. Does your die cutting machine at home cut all of these? And then I've got a corrugated cardstock. Let's try all those. There's a good few different ones to go with.
It's a great way to use up all your little scraps.
So I'm just taking those, make the sandwich up. Now, even though those materials are all different thicknesses, they are all on one plate. Do you know what the worst that can happen is? If I put something that's too thick, the machine just says, oh, that's a bit too thick, and it sends it back for us. Now, I offer it to the machine. Notice I didn't push it in. I offered it to the machine. The optical sensor automatically engages, picks up those plates and feeds them through the machine. And as it's coming out the other end, can you see there? It is literally cut every one of these materials, not a problem. So it's been able to have the additional pressure it needs to cut through the fabric up here, but then it's eased off a little bit to cut through the corrugated card, okay?
That's unbelievable.
Look at that, that's gone through a glitter foam card, absolutely no problem whatsoever. It's gone through the self-adhesive cork board. Then we've gone through the fabric, and it's cut through that layer of fabric, absolutely no problem whatsoever. And like I said, these are all the dies that are just coming included in with your kit.
And it's compatible with most of the dies. If you have a nice set of dies that you just don't, you know, you think, oh no, I don't want to get a whole new set. This is compatible with most of the dies that you have at home already as well. And then you're also getting all these new ones.
Well, tons of our crafters are saying things like the Anna Griffin dies, for example, really intricate, beautiful designs, but they're just sometimes pushing it a little bit into the Cuttlebug machine. Whereas here, literally the pressure that you get, it can cut through. And I've got one of her dies. I'll cut one of these to show you live on air. This is the beauty of it. You don't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be Crafter's Companion dies on a Crafter's Companion machine. This literally works with every brand of die that is out there.
It plays nicely with others. We like that.
It does, doesn't it? Now, we talked about die cutting. Before I do that demonstration of the dies, I wanted to show you the embossing, because it's not just a die cutting machine, it's die cutting and embossing. So all of your embossing folders that are out there, it doesn't matter how intricate or what level of detail they are, all you do is you make your sandwich up with the material inside. You only need the 2 outside cutting folders. We get those lined up, and again, we offer it into the machine. The machine automatically engages, feeds it through. Now, here's the great thing. That was only a small embossing folder, so what I can do is I can just pause it here and say, right, we've gone through. Let's reverse it now. And it's just going to send it back. Instead of me waiting for it to go all the way through, you've got on the top the stop-start button, the pause and the resume and the reverse button, so that we can pick that up. It puts the controls at your fingertips.
And it's so simple to do.
Look at this.
Wow.
Really, really beautiful, detailed embossing.
That is absolutely stunning, and it was so easy to do. So the features that you get in this incredible machine, and it's only $39 to get it home, by the way. Automatic, electric die cutting and embossing. You just saw the embossing. So fast, so quiet. You have steel rollers that deliver the maximum pressure, so whatever texture, whatever fabric you're using, it can handle it. It can handle the die cutting, multiple layers of various different materials. It's compatible with most of the leading thin metal dies and embossing folders, so you can use all of your favorites, and then you can pause, resume, and reverse to give you complete control. This is the only place in North America that you can get it today, and it's only $39. That 5 Flex will expire for tomorrow, but this is your chance to get it. In fact, this is the only time you're gonna see it on the entire day.
Yes.
We're very, very limited. We have about 300 or so to go around for everybody in North America. And once people wake up and see this online, they're definitely gonna get it very, very quickly. Look at, wait, how many layers of fabric did she use?
Right there, about 9 layers of fabric cut in one go. For a quilter, don't just think paper crafting. I'll just tell you, for your paper craft enthusiast, if you've got really beautiful detailed dies, hot knife through butter. For all of you sewing people out there who sit for ages hand cutting everything, any of your thin metal die. Do you know what? I'm going to go and demonstrate that, because you need to see that to believe it. Okay?
That's huge. If you're a crafter, or quilter.
Yeah.
We're all crafters. If you're a quilter or you know a quilter, this couldn't be a better gift.
No, not at all. Now, if you look at this, I'm going to go, I'm going to take 3 layers of fabric. This is a regular die. This is one of the dies that we launched last night. It's just a regular thin metal die. And I'm going to take, let's just be conservative to start with, and cut 3 layers of the fabric. All you do, I'm cutting face down into the cutting mat. Then I'm going to place my positioning mats on here. Then I'm going to place the additional cutting mat. Now, if you were doing this and you wanted to cut multiple layers, remember you've also got the metal adapter plate. So if you want more pressure still, by adding the metal adapter plate in, you can cut metal into metal to enable you to cut even more at once. Now, we do a range, if you have a look on the website, of what are called mixed media dies, which will enable you to cut up to 10, 11 layers of fabric at one time. But this is just a thin, regular metal die. And it is just cut through layers of fabric. Now, this is what I want you to think about. How many dies have you already got at home? How many? You have probably invested, all you papercraft enthusiasts out there, you've probably invested hundreds and hundreds of dollars in loads of these.
Yes.
I'm now telling you, with having this machine, every one of those dies that you've got can now cut through fabric, can cut through felt.
So
look what we can cut. Let's cut through some burlap.
Oh, right.
Would your machine give you the pressure you need to cut through burlap?
Not at all. This is a game changer, Sarah. This really does change it completely. If you can cut through 3 pieces of fabric and get the most intricate designs, if you quilt, if you use any fabric crafts,
beautiful. And easy. This is the thing. The power is at my fingertips. So I'm not even waiting for this to pass all the way through. I can just pick it up and we're ready to go. Now, one of the things I was wanting to show you, this is obviously cutting the different materials.
Oh my gosh.
Regular thin metal die that's designed for paper can now cut through multiple layers of fabric or can cut through burlap. Absolutely not a problem.
And those dies are included, so you really are getting the basic, the most favorite dies already with butterflies and hearts. You also get some flowers. This is a beautiful way to get all of these paper crafts.
Look at these. Now, these are some additional dies that we've got available on the show. That if you just have a look on the website, you'll be able to see those. But I want you to see the intricate detail in every one of these, and you ask yourself, does my die cutting machine enable me to cut this? But better than that, can you cut this? But how much effort are you having to expend? A lot of crafters have said to me, this has revolutionised what they do, because you're generally feeding it into your machine and you know what it is. If it's a really thick material or you've had to really shim it up with a lot of extra shim, you're having to work so hard to try and force it through a machine that was not designed to do that. A lot of these die cutting machines have been on the market for years and years. They just weren't designed to cope with the dies of today, the innovation in the market. I mean, look here, I'm just taking one of the really thick, beautifully detailed Anna Griffin dies. Now, this might be a die that loads of you will have at home, or it's certainly reminiscent of a lot of dies you'll have at home. It can just take that exactly the same combination I'm cutting into the cutting mat. We're then going to use the adapter plate to enable it to work for dies. If it's quite an intricate die like it is, you're going to use the metal positioning. This is all talked through in the instruction booklet.
So easy, it really is so easy. You just get the instruction booklet included.
You offer it in, and did you notice it automatically engages? So it takes it, it feeds it, it takes it through. As soon as we finished, I can press the pause button and then the resume button, and it'll bring it back towards me. Now, this is a cut and emboss die. So if you want to then start and emboss your dies, what you're going to do is you've put it through first time to cut, and then we're going to take it out, and you can see it is cut absolutely perfectly.
You can see it all the way through. I mean, it's cut completely perfectly.
And there'll be hundreds of you now screaming through the TV screen, oh my word, my machine can't do that, because it's so frustrating getting that level of detail. But if we want to then emboss it, all we do is take out this black cutting mat, replace it with the rubber embossing shim, and then we're just going to send it through again, and we're going to do the emboss. Now, these plates, here's the thing, if you want to really look after your plates, I want you to rotate them every time you use them. So notice I flipped that over. Because you've got so much more pressure than you've ever had in any machine before, you're putting a lot of pressure through the plates, so if you look after them, they're going to last you a lot longer. But bear in mind, these plates are made of a special plastic. Look at that, look at the detail. we've got in this. It really is incredible. And this is what I wanted you to understand. The two kind of huge benefits of this are the pressure you can get to cut, levels of intricacy that you've never been able to cut before, but also the pressure to be able to cut through materials that you've never been able to cut through before.
I mean, we've already shown you burlap, 3 layers of fabric for the quilters, or you just want to be able to do any of those fabric crafts, applique or anything. Cork and embossing and everything. What a great opportunity. We have pulled down there for you the Downton Abbey dies as well. So the multi-packs, those are the ones that you see to perfectly make your cards. But oh my goodness. Okay, $39 to get this home just today. This is the only place you can get